Hey, welcome back. It's JWalter here. In today's video, I want to share an update regarding the California housing market. This is part 2 of my 2-part video series I'm going to be doing for the latest stats for the California housing market. If you missed my previous video, then have a look at that. That's a general overview about what we currently saw in our housing market for February 2022. But in today's video, I'm going to share at a county level and also a regional level in California, because of course there's some pretty big differences when you compare each city or each county to each other. So that's the topic of today's video. And if you get any value out of this video, then please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate that. In any case, this is according to the California Association of Realtors, or CAR. In general, this is what happened in our housing market for February 2022. Home sales have been declining by about 8.3% year to date. Home prices increased about 10% compared to 1 year ago. This is the median sold price. It reached $771,000. That's about $60,000 less than the all-time record highs that were set in August of last year. In addition, the unsold inventory index was 2 months. That means at the current sales pace, all homes would be sold in only 2 months, given the current sales pace. If we want a more balanced real estate market, we need this figure to be in the range of 4 to 6 months, not 2 months. The median days on the market is very close to all-time record lows as well. 9 days on average to sell a California single-family home. So that's the general overview about the state. I went over that in great detail in my previous video, so have a look at that if you didn't look at that video already. Any case, let's have a look at Southern California. So Southern California, existing home sales decreased about 10% compared to 1 year ago. And the average existing home price, meaning not a brand new house, was $760,000. That's a 12% increase compared to a year ago. The unsold inventory index, days on the market, were all in line with the state's average, but the sales price to list price ratio was also more or less in line with the average as well. On average, home sellers sold their houses for 2.7% more than their asking price in Southern California. In the Central Coast, we saw some pretty big differences here, because have a look at this. The Central Coast, the median sold price in February was $912,000, but the sales price to list price ratio was only 100.7%. That means that home sellers only sold their houses for 0.7% more than their asking price, not 2.7% in Southern California. In the Central Valley, where I'm a real estate agent, existing home sales actually increased. This is the only major region in California where we had an increase in home sales compared to 1 year ago, albeit a very low amount of 1.2%, but very different compared to other regions though. In the Central Valley, $465,000 was a median sold price, and also the sales price to list price ratio was 101.6%. So on average, home sellers selling their houses for over the asking price, and the unsold inventory index, days in the market, all very, very low levels. In the Bay Area, have a look at this. The average home price there, $1.3 million. You compare that to the median sold price in all of the United States. We were at about $357,000, so just under $360,000. So it's almost 10 times more expensive to live in the Bay Area compared to the nation as a whole. Existing home sales also down greatly compared to a year ago. Look at that. On average, houses are selling 10% more than their asking price. This is not unusual though. So for whatever reason, in San Francisco, for example, houses get listed for hundreds of $1,000s less than they know they're going to sell for. That's just very common. So a house will get listed in San Francisco for $700,000, but they know it's going to sell for $1.1 million. So it's not unusual for this ratio to be very, very elevated compared to other regions. In the far north, this is the most affordable area in California. $375,000 for the existing home price in February. The unsold inventory index, quite a bit higher compared to other regions. This is very common as well. Days on the market also tends to be a little bit higher compared to other areas as well. So one more graphic I want to share with you guys. I'm going to be going over this press release from the California Association of Realtors, and also sharing how each of the counties fared in California. But one thing I want to share regarding counties in California is that homes sold above their asking price more often than not. So for 26 out of 50 counties in California, those houses sold above the asking price. So have a look at this. So Alameda County, which is just east of San Francisco, 89% of the houses that sold in February sold for for over their asking price, which is pretty remarkable. Also, that was true for Santa Clara, San Francisco, San Mateo, Contra Costa County, all counties within the Bay Area, well above 80%. Whereas in stark contrast, Siskiyou County, only 9% of the houses there sold for over their asking price. Lassen, Lake, and Plumas were also counties that sold for well below 20%. All right, so changing gears slightly, let me share the latest stats regarding the California housing market and going back to this press release from the California Association of Realtors. So at a regional level, all major regions except the Central Valley recorded a decrease in sales on a year-over-year basis, but lower priced areas continue to fare better than higher priced areas in the Golden State. The Central Coast region had the sharpest decline of all regions, with sales in February dropping by 16% from 1 year ago. But to put things in perspective, this is a really good quote they have here. To put things into perspective, housing demand was abnormally strong early last year, with sales in February 2021 surging 22.4% from the prior year. This is a very important thing to note because our housing market across the nation, and especially, of course, in California, our housing market was absolutely on fire from February really all the way through, I would say, May of last year. So the stats we share on a year-to-year basis or compared to last year are going to be a little bit skewed because our housing market was on steroids in the spring months of 2021. The Central Valley was the only region with a sales gain in February, increasing by 1.2% from 1 year ago. Over 70% of all counties tracked by CAR experienced a dip in existing home sales from a year ago. 24 counties declined by more than 10%. And this is partly due to the fact we have a lack of houses for sale. So we have a lack of houses for sale, and that's causing home sales to decrease compared to 1 year ago and also compared to 1 month ago as well. However, we'll have to see how that's going to change though, because mortgage rates have been spiking. So I'll keep you posted regarding that. Here's an interesting stat that I wanted to bring up to your attention though, because everyone knows about California, how we have a lot of wildfires. So we had the Dixie Fire last summer, and that destroyed a lot of houses in Plumas County, and that caused the Plumas County to have the largest decline of all counties in February. So home sales there fell 62% compared to 1 year ago. Home prices continue to grow in all major regions in the state, with all 5 posting double-digit year-over gains in the median sold price. The San Francisco Bay Area recorded the highest year-over-year price gain at 15.9%. Pretty astonishing given the fact that on average, historically speaking, home prices increase in the range of 3 to 5%, not 16%. Home prices have also continued to increase across the state as well. So 24 counties in California set a new record high in February. All but 3 counties tracked by CAR experienced an increase in their median price in February, with 38 of them surging by double digits from 1 year ago. I have a lot of stats to share how each of the counties fared because there's some pretty big differences, but it's pretty astonishing to see how high home prices have increased compared to 1 year ago. And that is this right here. So California single family houses, and by the way, for this line right here, these are seasonally adjusted annual rates. In any case, the median sold price reached $771,000 in February. That's an increase by 0.7%. An increase of 10.3% compared to 1 year ago. But home sales have been decreasing on a month-to-month basis also compared to last year as well. On the other hand, condos and townhomes, have a look at this. The median sold price was $640,000. Obviously a lot less than single family houses, of course. But look at that. The price change compared to a year ago, so that's February 2021 compared to February 2022, an increase of almost 21%. That's twice the price gains for single family houses. And I always talk about this. I think this, in my opinion, this is due to people flocking to buy townhomes and condos because single family houses have increased so much. So I think that that's one reason why prices are increasing so much for townhomes there. The far north had the most affordable area there, $375,000. But look at that, San Francisco Bay Area, $1.3 million is the median sold price for February. That's a 16% increase compared to a year ago. Also in Central Valley, where I'm located, $465,000 was the average home price there. We have increased by almost 15% from a year ago. And we also have a sales gain of 1.2% from a year ago as well. So let's talk about the San Francisco Bay Area and have a look at these home prices because this is absolutely insane. Alameda County, $1.3 million. All these counties over $1 million except for Solano, Sonoma, and Contra Costa County. San Francisco, for a single family home there, $1.9 million was the median sold price in February. And San Mateo, the most expensive county in all of California, $2.1 million. That's an increase of 10.5% from 1 year ago. San Francisco, a 6.4% increase from 1 year ago. Alameda County, if anyone lives in Alameda County, Santa Clara, or Solano, let us know what's going on there because home prices have increased by over 18% compared to 1 year ago. All right, let's talk about Southern California. So Orange County led the pack again of almost $1.3 million. Compared to 1 year ago, it actually was less than $1 million, but prices have increased 26.6% there. Absolutely insane. A lot of people ask about Riverside. So Riverside County, the median sold price was $605,000 compared to 1 year ago, $519,000. Prices increased slightly compared to 1 month ago. And also prices have increased greatly compared to a year ago. In fact, all the counties here in Southern California have increased by double digits. Okay, let's talk about the Central Coast. That's Monterey, San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, and Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz, $1.4 million compared to $1 million. That's an increase of 30% compared to 1 year ago. Absolutely insane. In stark contrast, Santa Barbara had a decrease of prices there by 10.6%. Back in, I would say over a year ago, Santa Barbara, the prices there were actually more than Santa Cruz. And so they had been absolutely flipped, where Santa Barbara has been decreasing on a year-to-date basis. And also Santa Cruz has been increasing greatly though. In the Central Valley, where I'm located as a real estate agent, Glenn County, look at that, increased by 29%, Kern 25%, Merced 22% there. In Sacramento, $541,000 is a median sold price for February compared to $463,000 from a year ago. That's a 17% increase. Also, sales have been increasing as well. Overall, across the state, sales have decreased compared to a month ago and also compared to a year ago. But gains, we're seeing gains in Sacramento though. In the far north, because Plumas was in the area where we had that Dixie fire, where a lot of houses were destroyed there, prices decreased by 26% in 1 single month. And also sales have absolutely tanked as well because that fire they had was just absolutely devastating. So other counties in California, before we wrap up this video here, El Dorado County, which is about, I would say, 15 minutes east of Sacramento, where I actually do sell houses there as well. $730,000 where was the median sold price there. If anyone knows what's going on there, 20% gain in 1 month, a 26% increase in home prices compared to 1 year ago. Humboldt County, an increase of 26%. Mono County, on the other hand, decreased in home prices by 31% compared to February 2021. Tuolumne County increased by 15.6%, and Yolo County, an increase of 28.2%. So that's today's video. I hope you got a lot of value out of today's video. If you did, then please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate that. And also consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Hope you have an awesome day. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.